Itis Diviso, 16 CE. Germanicus lured Arminius into open combat near the Weser River. Unlike the forested terrain that favored the Germanic warriors, Germanicus chose a battlefield where the Roman legions could form their disciplined ranks. Superior formations. The Romans deployed in tight cohorts, using their shields and pila, javelins, to break enemy charges. Cavalry flanking maneuvers. Germanicus's cavalry struck the Germanic flanks, encircling them and forcing a retreat. Though Germanicus's campaigns demonstrated Roman strength, logistical challenges in Germania ultimately led Emperor Tiberius to recall him. The Rhine remained the boundary of Roman expansion. Chapter 3: Guerrilla Warfare of the Germanic Tribes. The Germanic tribes relied heavily on guerrilla tactics to counter Rome's disciplined legions. They avoided direct confrontation in open battle, instead using ambushes, raids, and scorched earth strategies to weaken the Roman forces. Raiding the Roman supply lines. Germanic warriors often targeted Roman supply lines, cutting off food and reinforcements. These disruptions forced Roman commanders to stretch their forces thin, making them vulnerable to ambushes. The Harz Mountain Campaign. In the mid-1st century CE, Sigurd of the Chatti led a series of ambushes in the Harz Mountains. By attacking Roman engineers attempting to build roads and fortifications, Sigurd delayed the Roman advance and sapped their morale. Chapter 4: Marcus Aurelius and the Marcomannic Wars. During the Marcomannic Wars, 166 to 180 CE, Emperor Marcus Aurelius displayed exceptional strategic foresight in dealing with the coordinated invasions of Germanic tribes like the Marcomanni and Quadi. Fortified counteroffensives. Marcus Aurelius focused on fortifying the Danube frontier while launching calculated counterattacks. His strategy involved defensive fortifications, building fortified camps and outposts to secure supply lines, divide and conquer, exploiting tribal rivalries to prevent a unified Germanic coalition. The Siege of Carnuntum. In one of the key battles, Marcus Aurelius's legions withstood a massive siege at Carnuntum. Using disciplined formations and superior engineering, the Romans repelled the Germanic assault, eventually breaking the siege with a well-timed cavalry charge. Chapter 5: Balamar's Invasion. King Balomar of the Marcomanni demonstrated strategic brilliance during his invasion of Roman territory in 170 CE. He united several tribes into a confederation and launched a coordinated attack across the Danube. Breaking Roman defenses. Balomar bypassed heavily fortified Roman positions by using diversionary tactics, drawing Roman forces away from his main target. His forces pushed deep into Italy, even threatening the city of Aquileia. Roman response. Though initially caught off guard, Marcus Aurelius regrouped and launched a counteroffensive. The Romans eventually forced Balamar's retreat, but his ability to breach Roman defenses underscored the growing strength of the Germanic tribes. Chapter 6: The Visigothic Victory at Adrianople. The Battle of Adrianople in 378 CE was a pivotal moment in Roman Germanic history. The Visigoths, led by Fritigern, employed brilliant tactics to defeat a larger Roman force under Emperor Valens. Fritigern's strategy. Fritigern used deception and mobility to gain the upper hand. Feigning negotiations. Fritigern delayed the Romans by pretending to negotiate, allowing his cavalry to regroup. Cavalry ambush. At the critical moment, Visigothic cavalry launched a devastating flank attack, surrounding the Roman legions. The Roman army was destroyed, and Emperor Valens was killed. This defeat shattered the Eastern Roman Empire's ability to defend its borders, marking the beginning of the end for Roman dominance. Chapter 7: Alaric's Tactical Maneuvering. Alaric, the leader of the Visigoths, combined military prowess with political acumen during his campaigns in the early 5th century. His ability to adapt and negotiate made him one of Rome's most formidable foes. The sack of Rome, 410 CE. Alaric's strategy was not one of brute force but of calculated pressure. After years of unmet demands for land and resources, he marched on Rome, cutting off its supply lines and laying siege to the city. Psychological warfare. Alaric used the threat of starvation to force the city into submission. Restraint and diplomacy. The sack of Rome was relatively restrained, as Alaric sought to position the Visigoths as legitimate rulers rather than destroyers. Epilogue: Strategic lessons from the Roman-Germanic Wars. The Roman-Germanic Wars were a clash of minds as much as they were of arms. Both sides demonstrated an extraordinary ability to adapt, innovate, and exploit their strengths. Key takeaways. Terrain mastery. The Germanic tribes leveraged their knowledge of the land to negate Rome's advantages, while Roman engineers sought to tame the terrain with roads and fortifications. Flexibility in tactics. Roman commanders like Germanicus and Marcus Aurelius adapted their strategies to counter guerrilla warfare, while Germanic leaders like Arminius and Fritigern used deception and ambushes to devastating effect. The importance of morale. Psychological warfare, from the ambushes at Teutoburg to the sack of Rome, played a crucial role in shaping the outcome of battles. The strategies of the Chapter 8, Rome's fortifications and defense strategy. As the Roman Empire shifted from expansion to defense, its strategy evolved to counter the persistent threat of Germanic incursions. The construction of fortified borders, military outposts, and defensive networks became central to Roman military planning. The Limes system, Rome's frontier defenses, collectively known as the Limes, included walls, forts, and watchtowers stretching across the empire's borders. The Limes Germanicus along the Rhine and Danube was particularly critical in holding back the Germanic tribes. Strategic placement. Forts were built at key river crossings and along major trade routes to monitor enemy movements. Rapid response units. Small garrisons stationed at these outposts could delay invasions until reinforcements arrived. The role of rivers. The Rhine and Danube served as natural barriers that Roman engineers enhanced with bridges and fortifications. These rivers allowed for quick troop movements and acted as logistical lifelines during campaigns. Chapter 9, Germanic Tribal Unity and Tactical Innovation. One of the greatest challenges Rome faced was the growing unity among the Germanic tribes. Leaders like Arminius and Balomar demonstrated the ability to unite disparate groups for coordinated attacks, a significant evolution in Germanic warfare. Confederations and coalitions. Germanic tribes traditionally operated independently, but under leaders like Arminius, Fritigern, and Alaric, temporary alliances became powerful tools. Arminius's coalition. His ability to rally tribes such as the Cherusci, Chatti, and Bructeri was instrumental in defeating Rome at Teutoburg. The Marcomannic Confederation.